Shameless, Luminous, Untamed, Truth. S.L.U.T.
Hello, I'm Jupiter's slut, and I am here to tell you some of the pearls of wisdom that were hard-won in my life and came through writing my book, Masturbation Monday. When I began to talk about sexuality, what I noticed was men started petting me. There was a time when I was an entire empty seat between me and a guy I did not know. We were on a 5-hour flight. I tried not to have conversation with him, but the last 45 minutes or an hour, I finally talked to him. He was bored. It was a long flight, and how bad could it be? Because there was only 45 minutes left. Well, he started immediately reaching across an empty seat to casually touch my arm. Once I told him what I do for work. Just by answering the normal question, so what do you do for work? I said, I'm a writer. What do you write about? I write about shame and sexuality. Oh, tell me more. And he started touching me. Now, that one guy would be easy to write off, but I found this time and again at parties with friends of friends, people who are in this kind of social circles that I would have expected to know better. I found it very disturbing and disempowering because for the first time I'd broken the silence around sex and I'd started talking about it casually, and men had started touching me. They'd started coming on to me sexually. And the only thing I knew how to do was be silent, because a woman who says, I don't like that, don't touch me, is met with hostility. They're criticized and told they're wrong. Oh, she's a bitchy. Oh, she took that personally. I meant it as a compliment. Don't be so touchy. Gosh, geez, you'd think I just did something wrong, right? Men will blame you as if you're the one who sexualized the touch that they just did on you, right? When a woman talks about sex or dresses a way that's perceived as sexy, right? She's asking for it. Historically, that was used as a valid excuse for rape. If a woman even allowed herself to be alone with a man at certain points in history and in places in culture, we would assume she had had sex and had compromised her virtue, right? So by speaking about sex, there is a misunderstanding on many men's parts that you are giving permission for them to hit on you, and there is a very strong cultural norm that tells you to stay silent and not to speak up when someone is doing something to you that you don't like. Because women who speak up for themselves are considered bossy, bitchy, confrontational, and likely the response is to have what they're experiencing be denied to their faces or be counterattacked as what really, and be told that what's really happening is that they have a failure, they have a character flaw, they're too touchy, or they were damaged. Anything to excuse the behavior that's inappropriate and continue the status quo. So what's the tool? How do you deal with it? If I can't talk about sex right now casually without fear of being hit on and then not being able to speak up for myself because I don't have the practice and the tools of speaking out on my own behalf and in my own defense, then how can I expect that in a more charged, less safe environment than, say, an airplane or a public party, how will I have those skills to speak up for myself when I'm alone and not supported and not in public and not witnessed? So I highly recommend that that we examine both our silence around sex and also our silence around anything we don't like, from casual touch to unwelcome and unwanted nicknames, or anything else that comes up in you that causes you to be resentful, affronted, angry. Speak up, speak up, speak up.
Every woman who stands in her truth illuminates a world in which women are valued, respected, and loved. Every woman who speaks out lights the way for us all.